What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. And today we're going to be reviewing our trip to Walt Disney World Resort um, just a couple of weeks ago. We're still sorting through and editing a whole lot of videos that we have. So I figured I would go ahead and do a review video for the trip in the middle of, all of our vlogs and everything that we have going on. I felt it was really good to just kind of stop in here on a Wednesday and talk about this stuff because there's a lot of people. As we're getting to around that time of the year where people are starting to plan their trips for the holiday season and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to give my take on it and our experience overall. We've got a lot to cover, so I'm just going to jump straight into it. First thing we're going to talk about is our transportation to and from the airport. We used Mears Transportation to go to and from the airport. We reserved it. We chose Mears Express because I had the kid with a car seat and a stroller and 2 suitcases and 2 carry-ons. Um, and I was, doing everything solo. So we chose Mirror Express because it was more convenient, although it's a little bit more on the pricey side. It was really, really good. The experience of the driver was really professional, really great with Asher. He already had a car seat. He helped us with our luggage. I gave him a tip after it was all said and done. It's just how it is. But really great experience. Next year when we go back in September, we'll also be using the same service again. It was great. We used the transportation to get to the resort and from the airport and back to the airport from the resort. And I think we paid a total of about $250. It was a nice little, SUV. So definitely worth investing in if you don't want to take it. The main reason why we took this is because our plane landed at like 1:15. Well, we had to meet for our stroller at 3:30. Okay, if we were to take the Sunshine Flyer or Mears, regular shuttle there's no guarantee that we would be there within an hour, hour and a half to get checked in and be able to be downstairs in time to get our stroller. So that's why we use that. So that way we made it there on time. We were able to get checked in and all that good stuff. So that's why we use that. It was convenient. It worked out for us because we didn't miss any reservations or anything because of it as well. Transportation to and from the parks is pretty standard. We stayed at Pop Century Resort, so you had 2 modes of transportation. You could use the bus or you could use the Skyliner. For anybody that's going to be staying at Art of Animation, Pop Century, if you're going to Hollywood Studios and Epcot, they will not have buses going to those areas. You will have to take the Skyliner. If you don't want to take the Skyliner, then you're going to have to find other means of transportation. Because when we were there, every time we would ride the bus to Magic Kingdom or we would ride the bus to Animal Kingdom or Disney Springs, the bus lines for Epcot and Hollywood Studios were closed off. Nobody was there. They had a sign saying, please use the Skyliner. So when you're at these resorts, I'm not sure if the same thing applies to Caribbean Beach Resorts or the Riviera Resort, but this is just at Pop Century and at Art of Animation. So just keep that in mind. The transportation to and from the parks was really good. The one thing I will notice, we tried our first day at Magic Kingdom. We did drive. Don't do what we did. Don't drive. Just take the bus to Magic Kingdom. Okay, trust me, you'll save yourself a lot of headache and a lot of time. Just take the bus to Magic Kingdom. If you're leaving directly after the fireworks show, take the bus. Okay, because if you're driving, you can only drive to the Transportation and Ticket Center, where you have to use a different mode of transportation via monorail or the ferry boat to get to Magic Kingdom, and then you got to go through security, scan your ticket, and all that stuff, and you do the same process to get out. And if you're leaving after the fireworks, you've got a buttload of people doing the same thing, so it takes you forever to get out. Always best just take a bus. It's always best to wait in the bus lines because the bus lines, they seem a little bit long, but the bus lines move really, really fast because they put a bunch of people on the bus at a time. So you should only have to wait at the max 20, 30 minutes on the bus if you get there at a decent time. We got there after the fireworks when the park closed, and right around the same time, we got about the same amount of wait time, about 20, 30-minute wait. So definitely not bad. Animal Kingdom, you're okay to take a bus. Epcot, Hollywood Studios, use the Skyliner if necessary. If you're at any other resort that you can't do that, then just take the bus. It's just not a big deal. It's not really all that bad. All right, moving on to food. We had 2 character dinings, one at Chef Mickey's, one at Hollywood and Vine. We had a T-Rex dining at Disney Springs, really awesome. And we had California Grill on our first day. California Grill the first day is probably going to be like a tradition that I do every time that I go before I jump into the parks. I like to kind of just sit down and have me a really nice, good meal before, going into it. It's probably one of the best dining experiences I've ever had in my life altogether. Some of the best food I've ever tasted. I had a mouthgasm when I ate the steak at California Grill. The cocktail was completely amazing. All of it, everything just about that restaurant, the environment, the service, the food, all of it was perfect. And that's a 10 out of 10 restaurant easily for me. And then later that night, because we ordered there, we got to go on top of the roof and watch the fireworks from there. Really good environment, a very good place to see the fireworks. Definitely a lot better than seeing them at the Polynesian Village. Although seeing at the Polynesian Village, you don't need a dining reservation, and you don't have to pay for it. You can just walk up there and do it. So just keep that in mind. The best character dining that we had out of the two was Chef Mickey's. Hollywood and Vine was okay, great character dining experience, but I felt like the food really suffered some. It's not really the greatest food. It is a buffet style, so it's a prefixed menu, prefixed price. I don't have the menu right in front of me. I can't tell you exactly how much it was, but you're paying for the character interaction there. When we went to Chef Mickey's, the character interactions was good. The food was great. The service was great. Everything was great. Chef Mickey's is definitely something we'll do again. We did Chef Mickey's for breakfast, and we did Hollywood and Vine for dinner. So just kind of keep that in mind. Weigh your pros and cons. You got to kind of remember that a lot of these restaurants are character dining. You're paying for the experience, not for the food. Every now and then you get some like Chef Mickey's where the food is really good. And other times it's kind of hit and miss. Just really depends on the cook. Moving on to our resort. Like I said before, we stayed at Pop Century Resort. We didn't get checked in into our room until about 4:45. We were sitting there waiting for almost 2.5 hours before we finally got our room. But they kind of compensated us and upgraded our rooms and put it right next to the Skyliner, which is really, really convenient for us. So I kind of didn't really care. I was able to get into the room, get changed, and make it to our dining reservation at 5:30. So nothing too crazy. Each section of Pop Century has a pool. We didn't get an opportunity to actually go swimming in the pool because we only had one park free day. And when we came back to actually go swimming, Orlando weather, you know how that is. So yeah, but overall the resort was pretty standard. It was just like a small little hotel room. Didn't really have a whole lot of room, but we really didn't have a resort day because we didn't really want to. Because there just wasn't much there. We just wanted to try it. If I had to go to it again, I would choose Pop because I enjoy the environment. I enjoy the resort. But I do believe next year we'll be doing Caribbean Beach Resort. So that's a lot bigger, a lot more spacious, a little bit more expensive, but it's a moderate resort. But definitely want something with a little bit more room. That's just me personally. If it was just me solo going by myself or two adults, it'd be perfect. But two adults and one kid and a small room like that, it gets a little cramped. And it's really hard moving a stroller in and out of that room with both of the beds down too. So just a little cramped, but overall, it's a value resort. So you're kind of just getting somewhere where you can kind of lay your head. So pretty good. Let's talk about the parks. We went to Magic Kingdom 3 days, and everything else was 1 day. So we did 3 days of Magic Kingdom, 1 day at Epcot, 1 day Hollywood Studios, half a day at Animal Kingdom, and the second half of the day we did Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. We really enjoyed the parks. I think the rides that stood out to me overall out of everything that really made an impact for me at Hollywood Studios was Rise of the Resistance. Asher's favorite ride at Disney World is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Hollywood Studios. He also enjoyed Toy Story Mania. Slinky Dog Dash was really cute. I thought it was a really cool and really fun ride. Then we've got at Epcot, Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's not forget, Rise of the Resistance. It's by far my top favorite ride at Disney World, 100%. Most incredible experience I've ever been through. We got at Epcot, Guardians of the Galaxy stood out to me. Such an insane and great, relaxing, and fun ride all at the same time. The environment's great. The queue line's beautiful. Everything in the ride is great. The sound, the look of the ride, the environment of the ride when it's going on, the animatronics, and everything that's just about the ride is just so freaking awesome. We didn't get a chance to ride Soarin'. Animal Kingdom, the ride that stands out to me the most, to be the best ride at Animal Kingdom has got to be Expedition Everest. we use Disney Plus on this day. We're not going to talk about Disney Plus on this right now. Um, Wait time was pretty nuts on it early in the morning, so we just went ahead and used lightning lanes to get it. Um, the most beautiful ride there has got to be the Pandora ride, Avatar Flight of Passage. That's what it's called. Such an insane and beautiful ride. Great environment. I really enjoyed that because, man, I just caught myself looking around at the ambiance there. It was great. But yeah, Disney Spring Day was pretty standard. We had dinner at T-Rex, most innovative restaurant in Disney Springs, with the most theming, with the coolest ideas and animatronic dinosaurs. Asher had a blast, so did we. And it's got the volcano at Rainforest Cafe directly across the way. Will kind of go off, and then the ceiling at T-Rex will kind of light up and stuff. It's really cool. So I really enjoyed that. Let's talk about cast members. Cast members are the backbone of Walt Disney World. Cast members are the people that make Disney World, and I'm out of fingers, hands, and toes and feet of counting on how many times that cast members just randomly went out of their way to try to make things extra special for us. And a lot of the days we didn't have our first visit button on because someone stole mine. A little short 3-year-old stole mine. So we just forgot him one day, and it was the same thing every single time. Some of these cast members are really, really great, and they make it for a really great experience. The thing that stood out to us, and we were talking about this, right when we came back from the Halloween party, is the rides aren't the premier attraction at Walt Disney World. We're used to always going and riding, and it's great and it's fun. But the thing that really stood out to us the most, that really, really caught us all by surprise, was it wasn't the rides that was so great. It was the environment, the immersiveness of what's going on there. You kind of feel like you're stepping into a story, and that's particularly what you're doing. So that's the one thing that sticks with you. That's what people miss. People don't miss the rides. Oh man, I miss riding this or this riding. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, but you're going for the environment. So that's pretty much it. Overall, the trip, 10 out of 10. Couldn't have been a better trip. Doing it again next year. We got something coming up in December, but that's a topic for a different video. We will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.